Hey VC, Big Star 1000, Gimme Ten, 2006, response to Chris 417 Baskets video, which was great. Some similar records here, a few of them. But I also watched this morning Chad Everett's response, which was very cool too. And again, maybe some crossover there, a bit of both and some new things as well. As usual, it's Gimme Ten, but I always have a record in the background which you can't probably hear now because it's in the other room, and it doesn't matter. I mean, this is what I was listening to. Love Is All, band from Sweden, neo post-punk, fantastic. And this is my 11th, my hidden 11th record is Love Is All. This is superb if you like things like, you think, well, it's real dynamic, neo post-punk. It's like a modern version of Peel and Public Image Limited, the Raincoats, a little bit of Young Marble Giants. It's kind of a very, very highly dynamic though. Kind of, you know, the Breeders meets Public Image Limited. That should do it. Great band from Sweden, Love Is All. And this album is called 9 Times That Same Song. And it's on What's Your Rapture, and it was released in 2006, which is why I'm playing it. Now starting with the proper list that we have here. Bit of light there. Sorry, I'm in my I'm in the wife beater because not because it's hot in Australia at the moment, because it's cold, but I've been doing work around the house this morning and I'm like, a bit hot. So just complete tangent. If you're in Australia, or if you're you know, just don't mind me, I'm crazy. Okay, 2006. Well, I will start like Chris for 127 Basket with The Knife. This is surely one of the albums of 2006. Fantastic record. I could have bought this on LP last year because it was reissued, but I didn't because I had the CD and bought the CD when it came out. I was quite happy to keep that. The Knife, yes, so a band again from Sweden. It's a nice segue from Love Is All, and this is the second album. I don't know, can't remember. I have 3 of the Knife's record. I think this is the second or third album. Obviously, everybody knows Fever Ray. She's a VC darling. She's the singer in the band. Karen Anderson or whatever she's called. This is sensational. Sample the title track "Silent Shout" if you've never heard this band, and that should give you a really good idea what the music's like. Very essential electropop from the 90s, from the 2000s. What am I talking about from the 90s? Yeah, some really, really solid electropop. I don't think electropop got any better than this in the 2000s. Maybe I'll do a CD and a vinyl and a CD and a vinyl just to mix and match. Well, since I'm talking about something electronic, and this is a wonderful record. Tom York, The Eraser. I love everything about this record. The package is superb. It's got this lino cuts. That's what the technique is called. What you do is, if you're not familiar, you take lino you've got on the floor, and you draw on it, and you make cuts, which then you use to you ink the cats and you end up with this. This is textured. It's fantastic. Now, to me, this is better than, say, King of Limbs, or not better than In Rainbows, but at least better than King of Limbs. It's really fucking excellent record. I know that Andreas Sonic Mainliner will just shit on my head for saying it's better than King of Limbs, because I know how much you love that record, Sonic Mainliner. But this is great. It's laptop music. It's just Tom York and his laptop. Lots of beats. Really, it's really fresh. It's really cool. I really like this record. And when you put it in a sleeve, your sleeve is then embossed with the liner cutting, which is kind of annoying. But you know, what can you do? Great record. And I'm glad that I bought a copy when it came out, because this would be, you know, it's beautiful artifacts, you know. Alright, continuing. I cannot mention the Arctic Monkeys, really. People, seriously. This is a fantastic record. I mean, I don't care what people say. The album is called Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not. It's just such vital energy in this. It's just so, you know, you feel like this album is, you know, from a great lineage of British music that comes from, say, the Kinks into the, you know, Madness into, you know, like, you know, you can see the British rock family tree, and these guys, you know, they're heirs to, you know, you had, you know, 60s bands, you know, in the 70s, you know, that's why I'm calling Madness, because I'm thinking of the Rise and Fall of Madness, which is a great British album as well, and I see this as a direct descendant of that, kind of like you know, the Jam. Oh yeah, the Jam. You know, in the 70s, if I'm going to quote a band that can relate this to, it's the Jam. So the Jam, fronted by Mike Skinner from the Streets, and you've got the Arctic Monkeys, really, basically. I just love the delivery, the vocal deadpan kind of. You know, again, Sonic Mainline, you're talking about the Sleaford mods a lot, and I've listened to it online, and I can't help but thinking of the Streets for some reason, because of the kind of deadpan vocal delivery and the beats. And these guys remind me of the Streets as well a lot. The Arctic Monkeys, it's a great album. Here's an album that was shown by Chad Everett. It's His or Weiss, whatever you want to call it. Weiss. I don't know. I've got no idea. You should pronounce it. It's Johnny Newsom's second record. Feel the crackle with this. It's on Drag City. I was lucky enough to see that tour for this album. She came to Melbourne. She was supported. She played by herself, basically. There was no other musicians. She was like a goddess, you know. She was so beautiful, you know, utterly gorgeous, and just playing that harp is just mesmerizing. And the support act was Bill Callahan, which was great because he did a solo gig as well, and you know, he just strutted this stuff like Elvis. It was very funny, and this is a beautiful album. I think it's her best record. I mean, in this house we have heard the Milk-Eyed Mender a million times because my wife is a fan of that record. She loves the Milk-Eyed Mender, and I'm kind of sick of it. You know what I mean. You've heard something too much. This one should be played more. It's a much better record. Joan Newsom, yeah, and yeah, 5. Cosmia is fantastic. The last song, Cosmia, that's just. But they're beautiful sort of narratives. You know, when I saw her live, I just couldn't believe that she could remember that many words. Like I was just looking at her, thinking, wow, She's a genius. She can remember all this. All right. Well, I'll stay on the folk thing. I've championed this record so many times in the VC. I don't want to really talk about it too much. The Pentangle of the 2000s, Espers from Philadelphia, fronted by Greg Weeks and Meg Baird. This is a sublime record. I would consider buying this on wax if I found it somewhere cheap. But at the moment, I mean, again, I did buy this when it came out, and I played it so many times that, you see, that's the thing, when you buy records and you play them enough, you know, sometimes you don't find it necessary to re-buy them for, because you know them, I know this back to front. I played this so many times. They're from Philadelphia, and I don't think they will make a better record than this. So it's cosmic folk music, really real cosmic folk music. And since I'm on folk, surprised nobody dropped this. This is fantastic. Now, this is not a record from 2006, strictly speaking. Sibylle Bayer is a German. She's not really even a musician. She was a housewife that really made music in her spare time. Really, she's not really. You couldn't call her a musician as such. She wasn't a professional musician. She was just. It's a bit like with Linda Perhacs. She was a dental assistant, not a musician. And then Sibylle Bayer, much the same, German. And she made those songs in the 70s, and it was only released in 2006 for the first time. This is a gem of a record. Really beautiful singer-songwriter, folk numbers. It's just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Tonight, listen to Tonight, the opening track. If you're not convinced after this, it's just like simply sparse music played on acoustic guitar. Well, I think it's nylon string guitar. Her voice is kind of, it's very crystalline voice, very, very, clear and pure, kind of a Johnny Mitchell kind of, esque, beautiful stuff. Color Green. Okay, I'll continue. More folk, country. Bonnie Prince Billy, The Letting Go, fantastic record. As Chris said, recorded in Iceland. I think recorded with the Shigeros arranger. I think Chris, you said Björk, but I think I've got this inkling that it was the Shigeros guy. Anyway, I might be wrong. I'm probably thinking of another record. Now, I know. This is it. You're right. This is Björk. Shigeros guy was with Jan Tiersen. I remember that. Okay, so with the Björk person in Reykjavik, fantastic record. My second favorite Bonnie Prince Billy after I See a Darkness. I love some. It's just like Cursed Sleep, which is track number 4, and also A Strange Form of Life, second track. Beautiful songs. Okay, again, surprised that nobody dropped this, but this is one of my favorite records from the 2000s. There and Then, the Bill Fay Group, Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow. What a superb piece of music. I love the cover, the package, everything. It's just insanely clever, and I had to define this music. I don't know, kind of singer-songwriter based kind of. I mean, in the VC, people know Bill Fay. I hope that you do. If you don't, do something about that. Come back when you found out about Bill Fay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm being just a prick here. It's possible that you haven't heard of Bill Fay, and I wouldn't hold it against you, but I urge you to sick at Bill Fay. He's one of the best singer-songwriters to ever come out of Britain, and he's still alive and he still makes music. And he went into a kind of oblivion phase, basically, from his kind of the time of the last persecution. I think it was the last thing he did, and then for all these years he did nothing, and then he reappeared with this. So from 70, let's just say from 74 to 2006, he just fell into just complete oblivion. This is fantastic. You get echoes of things like Lou Reed and I mean, it's got a kind of a rocky kind of backdrop, but it's singer-songwriter based. I don't know how to describe this. If I can listen to it, then you'll see. A neo-psych masterpiece. No, well, I don't know if it's a masterpiece, but at the time I used to love this record to death. Comet on Fire, Avatar. Fucking hell, this is just like raw. So that's like raw psychedelia. I don't know if people are familiar with Comets on Fire. They're basically kind of a collective, like a psychedelic collective, featuring Ben Chesney, who is also the guy who is Six Organs of Admittance, same guy. And the other guy from this band is called, jeez, it escapes me. The other main guy was in a band called Howling Rain, which is also a neo-psych kind of a band. They made 2 or 3 records. Blue Cathedral is fantastic, but this is really, really, really fresh, this record. All the songs are really, really tight, beautiful, like, sort of Grateful Dead-esque kind of, psychedelic revival kind of stuff. Really, really, really excellent. Comets on Fire. And finally, last but not least, another Chris 427 Basket record. Yo Tango, I am not afraid of you, and I will beat your ass. And again, I saw this tour in Melbourne at the Corner Hotel, and I love the first track on this, Pass the Hatchet, I Think I'm Good Kind, which is like a sort of a repetitive kind of Sonic Youth-esque kind of track, really like riff heavy, and that got me into this record. It's not the best Euro Tango record, but it's like what I was saying the other day about Dirty 3. Dirty 3 never make bad records, and I think it's true as well for Euro Tango. They never make bad records. They just make records that are not as good as the classic records, but they're not bad records, and this is fantastic. So there you go. Gimme 10. See you later, 2007. We'll see what goes on with that.